Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar. Today we are going to cover up an industry specific topic, that is pharma industries. Through this webinar, we'll go on have a look about the challenges and the solutions that Busy is providing for this pharma industries. So we'll look on the entire challenges and the solutions, as well as practically we'll also see the features that Busy software is providing for the pharma industries. See, the most important and the required features for pharma industry is to maintain batch and expiry tracking. If you are running a pharmaceutical stores and you are facing problems in managing your billing, inventory, and GST, then don't worry. We have a solution for you. In Busy, you can easily manage your billing, inventory, GST, and other tasks. Challenges and solutions in Busy. So let's have a look on the challenges, and also we'll go through with the solutions that Busy is providing for the pharma industries. First, how to maintain batch number wise stock detail. Solution, yes, you can maintain batch wise stock detail in Busy. How to maintain manufacturing and expiry date of medicine. So solution is yes, you can easily maintain the manufacturing and expiry date of batches for medicine in Busy software. How to remove expired batch item from the store. So solution is we have a report for batches that have expired. That means we are giving a expiry batch report from where you can get the entire batch number wise detail of the expiry items. How do I speed up my billing? So mostly in the pharmaceutical stores or in the retail store, we find out that we need a fast billing system. So Busy Help in that cases, we are giving a POS system in the transaction level, in the sale invoicing level, so that you can easily manage to do the fast billing. Along with different payment settlement, you can collect the payment through cash, card, UPI. So you can get a different settlement mode while doing a transaction. How to maintain scheme and discount on medicines. That means if there is any kind of offer is going on the pharmaceutical stores, it may be an offer related to happy hours or any kind of promotional offers. So you can easily manage to create your scheme on the date basis, and you can manage to maintain scheme item wise, item group wise, or any way. You can maintain it on discount basis, or you can maintain in free quantity basis also. So we are having this kind of solutions in Busy. How to maintain hospitals, doctors, and prescriptions detail. So whenever we move on to the pharmaceutical stores, we provide certain prescriptions to the pharmaceutical shop. You can say the staff. So to collect the medicine from the stores, so we have to give the prescription. So you can easily manage to keep that kind of prescription details in the invoices also, or you can easily manage to maintain the doctor name in the invoice or the prescription detail in the invoice while doing the transactions. Best solutions for pharma. So what are the best solutions we are giving from or through Busy softwares for the pharma industries is complete GST management. So you can easily manage to maintain your entire GST. You can easily file your returns. You can maintain the entire statutory reports also along with the GSTs. You can get the sales restrictions of expiry batch. That means if any product's batch is getting expired, so you can have a or you can set a restriction while doing a transaction that you don't want to sell the expiry batch, or system should give a restrictions on that expiry batch that it should not be get sold doing the transaction. Search medicine by salt name. That means if you are giving some additional descriptions in the item masters along with the item names, and you want to filter it while doing the transactions, so you can easily filter from Busy against that item descriptions while picking that item on the transaction. Configurable invoice printing. So mostly we find out that in pharma industries, they need their own format. They need a format that to be configured in half page, or it may be configured in slip format also, or fully configurable format with company's logos or whatever else you want to print in your invoice format, that can easily be done through Busy software. So we are giving that tools to configure your invoice format in Busy. Manage return and exchange. That means if you need to set a exchange quantity or a return quantity while doing a transaction, or you want to manage it during the sale transactions, you want to manage the return quantity in sale transaction, so you can easily manage it while doing the sale entries also. So you no need to go to an different entry module like sales return entry module. You can, if you need to adjust the return quantity directly in the current sale transaction, so you can easily do that from Busy. Maintain multiple units. Like in medicine, we find out that some medicine may be sold out in or sale in strips, or maybe sale in pieces also. So you can manage different units for a particular items. You can manage dual unit for a particular items also. Order management. Now, how this order management get required? If you are doing a CNF business, or you are doing a distribution business of a medicine, then in that case order management play a vital role, where customer or your party should place or will place an order of your medicine, and against that order you can easily supply that medicine to your customers. So you can easily maintain the order management tracking system in Busy. What are the pending order against which you have not supplied the medicine, so you can get a report of pending order also, and you can also get the order adjustment report. Share invoice through WhatsApp and email. Now this is this is the most common thing that for today's we find out that whenever we move on to a shop to purchase any kind of material, we get a SMS in our phone, or we get a WhatsApp in our phone that thank you for coming, or thank you for doing shopping, and your invoice number is this or that, and you are having a generator, we have generated a bill of this amount or that amount. So you can easily get this, or you can easily manage to share invoice in PDF through WhatsApp, email also, or you can also share in SMS mode also. Day-wise payment collection report. Now in the retail sectors, what we find out that uh, at the day end, if we need to figure out that how much amount we have collected in cash and how much amount we have collected in card on UPI, so we can get day-wise payment collection report from Busy also. Sales reports with graphical presentations. That means with pie chart graph mode. If you need to get the entire informations of your sales related to your items or related to party, if you need to get quarterly wise sales report, if you need to get monthly sales report in a graphical way, you can easily get it through Busy software. Multiple profitability report. That means if you are going to purchase any medicine with, for example, 100 rupees, and you are selling out on 120 rupees, so what is the net profit, or what is the profit ratio, or what is the profit percentage? It may be calculated on the basis of bill wise, item wise, party wise. You can get different profitability report from Busy. User configurable reports. Like for example, if you are going to get a stock report where you are getting item names, you're getting the opening quantity, you're getting the in quantity, out quantity. Right now you want item group also, or you want the medicine brand name also, if you want to get the medicine vendor name also, so you can easily customize your report, or you can pick it through custom column in the report, and you can generate your report according to your requirement. So this is an inbuilt features as you do, or as you work out in Excel. So like Excel, you can easily manage to configure your report in Busy. Now let's see practically the demo. So we'll see practically the features for the pharma industries in Busy. So let me share the Busy screen. So first of all, if you are going to implement or if you are going to use busy in the pharma industries, so most important features that is needed for the pharma industries, that is the batch number. So if you need to enable that batch number features, you can go to administration, configure features and options, and in the inventory tab, you will get this option called batch-wise detail. So if you click on this configure button, you can easily get the batch-wise configuration mode where you can manage to enable your manufacturing date. If you need to put the manufacturing date, if you need to put the expiry date while doing the transaction, you can easily enable these features from this batch manufacturing date and batch expiry date input format. Now, there are many more format, like say if you want to manage the manufacturing date on full date format. So it's showing an example that the full date format will show in this way. And if you want to get the format in month year mode, then you can easily select this option called month year format. And if you don't want to get manufacturing date column while doing the transaction, you can click on this not required. So only the expiry date will appear while doing the transaction where you can mention your expiry date. Now, along with that, if you need to manage the restrictions that you don't need to sell the expiry item, or system should stop there. If anybody is going to sell the expiry item, the system will not allow it to sell the expiry item. So you can easily manage this from here, the warning system. So if you set it don't allow and you want to get a warning, if the item or if the batch number is going to expire and you want to get a warning 2 days before or 1 days before, then you can mention your warning days also over here. Now, along with that, if you need to enforce the full quantities, that means here it will reduce the human error. That means, let's suppose you are going to do a transaction where you have put the quantity of 10 strips or piece. Now the batch number box is coming appearing. Now, if you don't want to allocate the quantity batch wise, and you simply omit that screen and you want to save the transaction, it will not allow to save it. Because if you select this option, that means you have to sell the item batch wise. Without batch wise, you can't sell the item or you can't do the transactions, because you are clicking this option called enforce full quantity allocation to batch. Along with the batch number, if you want to maintain sale price, if you want to maintain MRP individually batch number wise, then you can easily manage this through this option. Also, if you need to put some narrations along the batch number or against the particular batch number, you can enable this called narration. Okay. So if you enable these options and if you save this and if you save these configurations, then if you are going to create an item, then by default, the batch number will get enabled. Right now, I have created some default item in this data. So for example, this is an item. Here you can see that I have mentioned the batch number detail over here. I have mentioned the item descriptions over here. I've mentioned the tax category over here. Okay. Now, if I click on the save button, it will ask me to select the method of generating the batch number. Now it's coming manual numbering and automatic numbering. By default, it will remain manual numbering. So let me explain on this screen why manual numbering and auto numbering needed. Manual numbering is needed because if you are doing a retail of your medicine, so you are going to collect the item or you are going to purchase the item batch wise, and at the same batch you are going to sell the item or sell the medicine. So in that case, you can mention manual numbering. Okay. So because in purchase bill, you have already getting the batch number. Auto numbering can be maintained if you need to create your own batch number, which mostly the manufacturing industries do. If they produce any medicine, if they manufacture any medicine, they need to give their own batch number. In that case, you can use this automatic numbering system. Okay. So, and if I save this, so the batch number is enabled in the item masters. Now, if I go to do the transaction, if I'm going to purchase the item, so I will go to purchase add button. I'm clicking on the add button. I'm mentioning the purchase bill number or the entry number. And then if I'm selecting any of the creditor party from whom I'm going to purchase the medicine, so I will select that item and I will mention the quantity. If I mention 10 piece over here, then the batch number box will appear where it will ask me to mention the batch number. So if I mention batch number manually, because I've already got the batch number in my purchase bill, So I can easily mention the batch number, and I can bifurcate the quantity according to that batch number. So I mention the quantity. Okay, I can mention the MRP, I can mention the sale price over here. Okay. Also, you can see the manufacturing date and expiry date has appeared. If you need to generate your expiry date automatically, then you can do it. For that, you have to go to item. So if you mention your expiry days for that particular item, then expiry date will get generated automatically here. If you mention the expiry month, let's say, for example, I'm mentioning the expiry month of 12 and I'm saving this. Now, if I'm going to pick the item once again, if I press F9 and I'm going to pick the item once again, now you can see the expiry date has been converted into March 2024. I'm doing the transaction on April 2023. So automatically you can figure out that the expiry date has been calculated and it has been picked automatically in the system. So you can easily bifurcate your quantity on the basis of your batch number. Okay. You can also manipulate this expiry date. If you want to change the expiry date, you can easily change, you can easily get to change the expiry date. Okay. Now you can press OK button to get the stock in on your godown. And you can save this. So you have done the purchase entry. Okay. So if you're going to do a sale entry, so you can go to sale, you can click on this add button. Now you can see this POS system in the sale where you no need to press multiple time enter button. So you can simply see that the cursor is coming on the party. It's not asking to mention the date. It will simply select the system date. You have mentioned the system date. It will simply select the system date and you select the party. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'm going to change the date. And if I go to select the party, if by default it's a cash party, mostly in retail it's come as a cash party. So by default cash has been selected. Now you can mention the party mobile number. So if anybody is going to come and purchase from your shop, then you can mention the patient name or you can see the party name. And other information you can easily put over here and you can simply press OK button. Now, if you select the item, you can easily get to select the items or you can easily filter the item on the basis of your descriptions. Okay. If you press Alt F over here, so even you can get an option to filter according to your description. If I mention BIP, if I press OK, then only that particular item will appear which description belong with BIO. Okay. So you can easily manage to get it filtered through a shortcut called Alt F or Control F. And here you can mention the quantity. By default, the quantity will come 1. Your price will also get uh, picked if you are mentioning the item master. Now, if you press enter here, batch wise stock will show. So you can easily select the batch number from where you are going to sell the product. So you can easily manage to get the batch wise stock from this screen. And if you press OK, it will get picked. Now you can see the discount is coming over here. So it's coming automatically. Why it's coming automatically? Because I have mentioned certain scheme. So how you want to or how you can create the scheme. So for that, I'll show you in the scheme master module, which is under administrations, configurations. Okay, first of all, you have to enable the scheme master. So let me get you on the configuration portion first. So for that, you have to go to administration, configuration, features and options. And then in the inventory tab, you will get this option called enable scheme. So once you enable the scheme, you will get an option to create a scheme master under administration master scheme here. As I have created one scheme, let me show you on from the modify options. Here you can see I have mentioned some certain scheme name over here. And I have mention the starting date and the ending date to manage the scheme in the transactions. And then if I want to set a scheme on the basis of item group, I will simply select this item group wise. And if I want to set a scheme type like discount, like say, for example, I want to set a scheme on the basis of discount, I will give a discount as a scheme. So I will select discount over here. I will click this down arrow button and I can select the item group on which group item I want to give a certain discount. So if I am selecting the item group, I can get the item group list from here. If I select the item group and I mention that against this group, whatever item I'm going to sell, that for that item, the scheme will come 20% discount. Okay, so if I'm going to sell the one quantity item or greater than one quantity item, then 20% discount will be applied for that particular group of item, that is H1 group. I'm selected another group item called Johnson. And in this group also I've mentioned that if any item that belong to Johnson group will be sold or sell on one quantity or more than one quantity, then I will give him 30% discount. Okay. So in the sale transactions, if I go on the sale transactions, you can figure out in the sale transaction how scheme is getting applied. Say, for example, if I'm selecting biopsy, which group belong to Johnson. So if I select this item, I have mentioned quantity 1. So in my scheme, I have set a date that my scheme should get applied from 1st of April to 31st March, 1st of April 2023. So I'm mentioning the date as 2023 and I'm selecting the item once again. Now, if I press enter, then you can see easily the discount is coming and you can see the it's getting highlighted. So how you can get to know that whether this transaction belong to a certain scheme with this highlight? You can see a red marking highlight on each and every column is coming in the row. So that means a scheme has been applied. What kind of scheme has been applied? If you need to get the scheme name, you can click on this option called check scheme. So it will show you the scheme applied. Whatever scheme you have applied, it will show you on the check and applied scheme box. So here, if you mention certain price, you can easily get the net price after deducting the discount. And it's coming 30% because the item belong to Johnson. And in this scheme, I've mentioned that if any product that belong to Johnson, I'm selling, then 30% discount will be applied. Now, in this position, let me clear one point over here also. In this position, if you want to hold this transaction, then you can click on this button called hold voucher. So you can easily hold this voucher and you can create a new voucher for your new party from here onwards. If you mention the voucher number against which you are going to hold this, press OK, then you can see the voucher has been hold. Now, if you want to restore that previous voucher, you can click on this whole voucher once again, and you will find this restore voucher options. If you click on this, you will get the list of the vouchers that you have hold. You can select the voucher on which voucher you want to restore. It will get restored on that position. Okay. Now, if you click on the save button, here asking the name of the clinic or hospital, it's asking to put the reference detail from which clinic or hospital this party has came, or this party has came to purchase the medicine, from which clinic or which hospital has provided him the prescription. So you can mention the hospital name like doctor name, patient name. So these are the additional information that you can put while doing the transaction, and this will get also print on your invoice if you need it. Now coming on the settlement, that means if the customer is going to pay you in card or in UPI, then you can easily remove this cash amount. If you make it 0 and if you press enter, then it will come on the card. So if the customer is not going to pay on the card, customer is going to pay on UPI, then you can easily mention it 0 over card. Then if you press enter, then it will come on UPI. Sometimes it may happen that anybody says that, okay, I would pay some amount in cash and some amount in card. Then you can mention the cash amount and the remaining amount will come on card. Okay. So whatever amount that you want to mention, if your value is coming near about 42 rupees along with GST. Now, if you mention 20 over here, then the remaining amount will come on card. Okay. If you say that, no, I want to receive the entire amount in cash, but the customer is providing me 50 rupees, for example. So how much amount I need to refund to the customer, then that will also come in the cash refund box. Okay. So to understand, let me receive certain amount in cash and then certain amount in card, and I save this. Okay. Now here asking that one thing, here asking that you are doing a human error. That means you are not allocated batch number. And I have mentioned that without allocating batch number, I can't seal the transaction. I need to mention the batch number because I've set a restriction in the batch configuration module. So if I press enter over here, I have to select the particular batch number, which batch number I'm going to sell it. Okay. Now if I save this, now it will allow me to save the transactions. Okay. Now if I go to print, now in print, you will get a standard design which is inbuilt in busy, and apart from that you will also get some inbuilt feature, inbuilt design like slip format, 3-inch, 4-inch, A5 format, half page. If I go with the A5 half page, you can see on the preview options that it's coming with the name, the batch number with the manufacturing date and the expiry date. Okay, other information is also coming. So this design is purely configurable. You can change entire design. If you need to configure your own format, you can do it, because we are having this option in busy to configure your advanced designing, that is under configuration invoice document printing advanced. From here you can easily manage to create your own design format. Okay. Now, once you've done your transaction, if you need to get the report, you can go to display options. You can get the batch-wise report from here, batch-wise stock report. From here, if you need to get batch-wise stock report, filter on the basis of one item, group of item. If you want to see group of item, if you select group of item, if you want to see the report entry-wise, you can select entry-wise. And here you can select the particular group, and you can also mention the starting date, ending date. And if you want to see the report on the basis of all, that means both are in entry related stock, I need to see in issuable basis, and I need to see in receivable basis also. And I want to see entire information, not only the pending quantity, I want to see the all the pending, the expiry related stock also. If I press OK over here, I can get the batch wise stock, the manufacturing date, the expiry date, the total quantity, the in quantity, the pending quantity. Pending means this is the stock quantity that is available in the stock. Okay. So if I need to get the expiry batch, if I click on this expiry batch, if I go to see the batch expiry of all the items, because I doesn't get to analyze, or I doesn't remember that which item is going to expire. So if I need to get the entire expiry detail of my all item that is in my godown or in my stock, then I will select all items. I will select entry wise detail, and I want to select the till date. Till date means you can mention your specific date. If I go with the date range, then I can mention the starting date and ending date. If I select till date, let's suppose, for example, my financial period is in this data is 2023-24, and I want to check the expiry batch on the financial period of 2025. That means on 2025, what are the batch that is going to be expired? So I can easily manage to mention any expiry date. Okay, which may be apart from the financial period. So if I press OK, then on 2025, if whenever I'm going to work on the financial period of 2025, at that time, these are the items whose batch number is going to be expired. So I can get easily the expiry batch detail on any specific date, whatever date you are going to mention. Okay. Now, as I was discussing that the configurable report. Now, if you want to say that I need a item group name after item name in this report, I can easily do it through this custom column. I can click on this custom column options. I can mention any of the report format name, whatever format name. Like Excel, it's simple, easy. You click on this add new column and mention this column heading name like item group. Now, if you want to insert this column after item name. So item name is in the column of F1. So I can select here after F1. I can select the data type like text. That means I can use both alpha and numeric in this field. So I select text. Mostly item group remain in the item master. So I will select the category called item masters. So my item name is on the field F1. So I will select the field F1. If I click on this field button, then under item, if I click on this item, if I double click on this item, then under item, I will get all the item related field. So from here, I can pick the item group. You no need to search. You can easily get it from this alphabetical mode. If you type item underscore group, then from here also you can pick the field, the required field that you needed in the report. So you can click on the save field button and you can click on the save format. So you can see how easily and how quickly I can manage to generate my report according to my requirement. So now if I go to see the report once again, I will find a format name called report. So if I select the report and if I go to see, if I mention the date, like say for example, 31st 3 2024. I can get the item group that was not previously in the report, but I have inserted according to my requirement. Simply, you can, if you need to filter your report like Excel, you can also filter this on the basis of item group also. If I want to mention that I need to filter in this particular expiry batch, I need to get it filtered on the basis of item group. I mentioned H1. Okay. I select having any word, I click on filter row wise, I click on this filter button, then you can see this only H1 related group item will show in this expiry batch. So you can easily export this report in your Excel, Google Sheet, PDF also. Okay. So if you need to send certain email of this report to any party, so you can easily manage to put the party email ID. You can see the report has been converted into PDF format. You can simply click on the same send button to provide this report to that particular party. Okay. And same way, if you need to provide or if you need to send a invoice copy via WhatsApp or email, so in any sale, whenever you're going to do a sale transaction, if you save here, you will get an option or you will get a pop-up to send email or SMS to the particular customer. Now you can get the information or you can get the option in the top also. In the top, you will find this option to email this invoice, particularly this invoice to the customer. You can mention the mail ID. If you have mentioned the mail ID in the customer master, it will get picked from there. If you click on this SMS, then you will get an option to send it via WhatsApp also. So if you select the WhatsApp, but for that you need to do a little uh, job, that is to enable your WhatsApp, web WhatsApp in your system. So from here, the WhatsApp number or the contact name will get selected automatically in your WhatsApp. The message will get fill up on your WhatsApp. You just have to click the send button on your WhatsApp if you want to use WhatsApp from busy. Now, if you want to get a settlement report, that means the day-wise collection report. So for that, you can go to display option, account summary. At the end of the day, you want to get a day-wise collection report, that how much I collected in cash, how much amount I've collected in card. So you can get it from this option called settlement detail, which is available under display, account summary, settlement detail. So if you go to see the detail, that means in detail, you will get the invoice number also, the date and the invoice numbers also. And in summary, you will get the only the summary of total cash and card amount date wise. So if I want to see the detail, so I can get the settlement detail. I select the starting date. I mentioned the starting date. I mentioned the ending date. And I can get the report date wise. Here you can see in this transaction, I have collected some amount in cash and collected some amount in card. Okay, if I double click over here, you can see on the transaction, when I save the transaction, I showed previously that I have divided this amount in card as well as in cash also. Here you can see that some amount I have collected in cash, some amount I have collected in card. So it's showing accordingly that in the report. So you can easily get here, it's showing the total card amount, the total cash amount. and it's showing date wise. So this is how you can get the day wise collection report. Along with that, you can get the analysis report in graphical mode. If you go to see the sale analysis report, it may be party wise, it may be item wise, or it may be item group wise. You can go with monthly, quarterly, however you need to get the report, you can get it from this screen. So you can select the items, or you can select the account range, and also you can mention the item to be shown in name. And then if you want to enable the value of the item, to press OK button, then it will show you that these are the items that has been sold on this amount, and in April month this has been sold of this much quantity. So if you double click over here, it will show you in full graph mode. So you can get an analysis report item wise, party item wise, party group item wise, different way you can get the analysis report. It can get in date range basis, you can get in monthly basis. Here it's showing party group wise, item group wise. Okay, one party all item wise. So if you want to select to get the report on the single party wise, then you can select the party name, and against that you can also figure out the item that has been sold against that particular party. Okay, so this kind of analysis report you can get from this display report. Along with that, if we discussing about the GST reports, in GST report you will get the GST summary report, where you can get the entire input and output amount, tax amount, as well as the taxable amount. And from here you can easily manage to adjust your GST. If you press F4 button from here, you can easily get to adjust your GST. You no need to do the journal entry manually. If you click on this input output adjustment, if there is any input output adjustment, that can be done from here through a shuttle shortcut called F4. It's already written in the bottom line also. F4 for posting adjustment of GST. So if you select on this input output adjustment, from here the general posting will take place, where system will directly take you to the general vouchers, where it will pick the ledger name automatically, the amount also automatically. You no need to calculate, and you no need to do the journal entry manually. Similar way, if you press F4 button, if you need to make a regular GST payment, you can click on this regular GST payment to manage your GST, or to manage your payment entry of your tax. Okay, so you can select the credit amounts. If you're going to make the payment through HDFC Bank, select the credit amount, and if there is any GST value available to get payment to the government, then the ledger posting will take place automatically in this general voucher. Okay. And also, if you go with the return, so in one click you can easily upload the GST return. If you click on GST1 e-return, you will get an option to click on this direct upload button. Okay, so if you want to click on this direct upload button, so directly from here you can simply upload your GST1. So before going to upload your return, Busy is also guiding you over here. If you have done any kind of mistakes in your transaction, it will show in this report first. So easily you can rectify from here, and you can make sure that your transactions are okay, and then you can proceed for your direct upload options. Okay, along with that, if you want to get the reconciliation report also against the download, you can auto download your 2A 2B, and against that you can get the reconciliation report also, where you can match your entry with your supplier entries. Okay, so you can get easily manage to get the match or the mismatch report, or the match or the mismatch entries from this report, where you have done a transaction, or you have done a purchase entry, but your supplier has not filed that transaction. So from this report you can easily get it to understand that yes, you have done this entry, but supplier has not filed it. So you can get the match and mismatch detail from this reconciliation 2A and 2B report. So these are all about the detail of the pharma industries that I've shown you. These are the features that I've shown you for the pharma industries.